Prabhupada, 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 Prabhupada. Jai Vignavinash Bhaktavatsala Narasimhade Bhagavan ki Jai, Bhaktaraj Prahlad Maharaj ki Jai, Vishwaguru Srila Prabhupada ki Jai, Nitai Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bol. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Reading from Srimad-Bhagavad-Gita, Chapter 7, Knowledge of the Absolute, verse number 29. Jara marana mokshaya mamashritya yatanti ye te brahma tadvidu kritsnam adhyatmam karma chakhilam. Translation: Intelligent persons who are endeavoring for liberation from old age and death take refuge in me in devotional service. They are actually Brahman because they entirely know everything about transcendental and fruitive activities. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. Birth, death, old age and diseases affect this material body, but not the spiritual body. There is no birth, death, old age and disease for the spiritual body. So, one who attains a spiritual body becomes one of the associates of the Supreme Personality of Godhead and engages in eternal devotional service. He is really liberated. Aham Brahmasmi, I am spirit. It is said that one should understand that he is Brahman, spirit soul. This Brahman conception of life is also in devotional service as described in this verse. The pure devotees are transcendentally situated on the Brahman platform and they know everything about transcendental and material activities. 4 kinds of impure devotees who engage themselves in the transcendental service of the Lord achieve their respective goals, and by the grace of the Supreme Lord, when they are fully Krishna conscious, they actually enjoy spiritual association with the Supreme Lord. But those who are worshippers of demigods never reach the Supreme Lord in his supreme planet. Even the less intelligent Brahman realized persons cannot reach the supreme planet of Krishna, known as Goloka Vrindavana. Only persons who perform activities in Krishna consciousness, Mam Ashritya, are actually entitled to be called Brahman because they are actually endeavoring to reach the Krishna planet. Such persons have no misgivings about Krishna and thus they are factually Brahman. Those who are engaged in worshipping the form or archa of the Lord, or who are engaged in meditation on the Lord simply for liberation from material bondage, also know by the grace of the Lord the purports of Brahman, Adibhuta, etc., as explained by the Lord in the next chapter. Thus ends the Bhaktivedanta purport. Om Ajnana Timirandhasya Jnananjanachalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Namavom Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरभक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे मूकं करोति वाचालं पंगुं लंघयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुं दीनतारणम्. So finally, the Bihar elections are over. Results have also come. So high stakes battle in Bihar as to who will form the government, and all kinds of electioneering, campaigning, election engineering, all kinds of things went on. And finally, last week, the counting happened. Results were announced. One party won, the other party lost. So in the party which won, in their camp, there was a lot of celebrations. Everybody was very joyful. Everybody was complimenting each other, congratulating each other. And Shri Krishna Rukmini Satyabhama ki jai. And in the camp who lost, drama has started. So blame game, who is supposed to take the responsibility of the defeat, how to pin it upon the camp who won, etc. All kinds of things going on. Now in the camp which lost, the contender for the chief minister's post was Tejasvi Yadav, son of Lalu Prasad Yadav. Lalu Yadav was the supremo of the RJD. But some years back, his health failed. His 2 kidneys failed actually, Lalu Prasad Yadav's. Then his daughter came and donated 1 kidney. And that's how he is alive today. And after his daughter gave her kidney to her father, she became very respected in the party, naturally. Somebody has donated her kidney to somebody. Naturally, everybody will be very, will appreciate that. So that's how she also entered the politics. And I think last election or something, she also stood for election, but she could not win any seat. So this time, after their party lost in the elections, lost in the sense they could not come to power. So what happened now? Yesterday, today, big drama has started. And Lalu Prasad's daughter, she said that her brother, Tejasvi, when she tried to counsel him, when she tried to advise him that where he went wrong and all those kind of things, she was abused and beaten with a slipper and chucked out of the house. And so she said, my family has rejected me, so I am also disowning my family. So you can see, this lady, she gave her kidney for her father, but her brother, allegedly, beat her with slippers and threw her out of the house. Same family. So the family for which she sacrificed her kidney has thrown her out of the house. They have disowned her, they have beaten her with slippers. That's what she says. So generally, everybody is very attached to his family, isn't it? You can see this woman, she was so attached to the family, to her father. She gave her kidney for her father to save her father. So we, for our family, people sacrifice a lot. Personal happiness, personal conveniences, personal health, people are ready to sacrifice for their families. Why? Because family is our people, Swajana is our own people. If we don't help them in their time of distress, then when distress comes upon me, who will help me? This is what people think. That family means I'll do everything for my family and they will also do everything for me. Just like this lady, she thought, my family, my father is suffering, I'll give my kidney. But what happened? When the election is lost, she is beaten with chappal, thrown out of the house. So you see how this is, how the families are. We think that the family will stand by us. In times of difficulty, the family will always stand by me. But that's not always true. In fact, Adi Shankaracharya in his Bhajagovindam, he says that Yavan Vittoparjana Shaktastavan Nija Parivaro Raktaha. As long as a person is capable of earning money, contributing financially, economically to the family, all his family members will be very much attached to him. Tavan Nija Parivaraha, his personal family members, means Nija Parivara means immediate family members. Wife, children, husband, father, mother, brother, sister, these are immediate family members. So even the immediate family members are attached to a person in the family as long as that person is capable of economically contributing to the family. Once the person becomes economically incapable of supporting the family, what happens? He becomes a burden. He becomes no longer wanted in the family. In the case of ordinary people, it is money. In the case of a political family, it is number of seats. If you are capable of winning seats, you will be highly respected. You are unable to win the seat, beat you with chappal and throw you out of the house, even if you have donated the kidney. So you see, this is what actually family life is in the material world. It is overhyped. We think family means, there is nothing greater than that. But reality is something else. In fact, in the Srimad-Bhagavatam, it is said, Dehapatya kalatradishu atma sainyeshu asatswapi tesham pramatta nidanam pasyan napina pasyati. A common man, what he thinks, that I should have a family. Why does everybody get into family life? Somebody has got a job, he is earning money, he or she is earning money. Why do they have to marry? Why do they have to get into a family life? Deha, apatya, once you get married, then there are children, then you have to have a house, then you need to save money for the future. Deha, apatya, kalatra, adishu, atma sainyeshu. So why a person gets into family life? Because he thinks, I am building my army. Everybody is building their army. Why? Because when we grow old, who will be there to take care of me? Only my family will take care of me. My friends, my known people, acquaintances, colleagues, all these people retired. Once you are retired, all gone. Who will be there beside me? A person walking in the street is not going to come and help me. It's my family members who will help me. When I am in difficulty, when I am diseased, when I am old, when the time of death comes, Deha, Apatya, Kalatradishu, my children, my wife, my husband, my parents, these are the people who will help me. This is what people think. But Bhagavatam says, this is an asat sainya. Asat sainya means, why do we make an army? Every country has its own army, right? Why does every country create or build its own army? Because when there is danger, somebody attacks the country, the army will stand there and fight to protect the country, the citizens of the country. That's why people spend billions of dollars. Countries spend billions of dollars on their armies. So if you see Pakistan, there 1 kilo atta will be some 200 rupees. Can you imagine? So people are starving for food there. But still the government is spending billions of rupees on their army. Why? Because if the army is not there, enemy countries can attack and the whole country will be finished. Now suppose a country has built up a huge army like this, spent billions of dollars, put in all the weapons, the mechanization, everything they have done. And then there is an enemy which attacks the country. And when the enemy attacks, what does the army do? Army runs away. What will we call that army? It is a fake army. It is an illusory army. It is not a real army, right? So similarly, that is called an asat sainya. So similarly, what happens? We build a family, thinking that when old age comes, when disease comes, when distress comes, when difficulty comes in life, when the moment of death comes, these are the people who will stand with me and protect me and help me. Dehapatya kalatradishu atma sainyeshu asat swapi. But Bhagavatam says, this is all asat sainya. Why? Because when the moment of death comes, none of these so-called army that we have built up around ourselves will be able to help us. When a person is on his deathbed, can anybody help? Nobody can help. Forget about deathbed. Even today, you look at what is happening in Bihar. Even this one, in common situations also, the family members are not ready to support. So at least olden times, Vedic times, the family ties used to be very strong. So at least people could expect that, yes, family will be together, they'll help me in all kinds of distresses and all that. But even if the family stands with you in your times of difficulty and distress and all that, when death comes knocking, nobody can do anything. So therefore, the Bhagavatam says, Dehapatya kalatradishu atma sainyeshu asat swapi. We are building an asat army. We are building a fake army around us, which will desert us at the time of death, the final moment of death when it arrives. Not only that, when we are building this army, what we overlook, what we don't pay attention is, Tesham pramattaha nidanam pashyannapi na pashyati. We don't realize that this army which we are building, they themselves are going to die. What they will protect me when I have to die? We don't realize this. We don't pay attention to this. We overlook this reality. Isn't it? Our children, our family, our wife, husband, all these people, they will also have to die one day. Nobody is going to live eternally here. So when they themselves cannot overcome death, what they will help me when my point of death comes? So therefore, if we really want to conquer death, if we really want to conquer all the miseries in our life, then whose shelter should we take? Not the shelter of our family members. Krishna is saying here, Jara marana mokshaya mam ashritya yatantiye. Jara marana mokshaya. Jara means old age, marana means death. Intelligent persons who are endeavoring for liberation from old age and death. Mam ashritya. Whose ashraya do they take? Whom do they surrender unto? Whom do they take shelter of? Mam ashritya. They take refuge in Krishna. Yatantiye. And taking refuge in Krishna means what? Not that we come to the temple, offer our dandavat, buy some coconut and some flowers, and Krishna, please protect me, and go over. No. Mama Shritya Yatantiye. We have to execute practical devotional service to Krishna. That is the meaning of taking shelter. So it's not like you go to a restaurant and you pay money, buy some food, eat and go. It's not like that. You come here, bring some coconut and flower and offer. Of course, you should do that. Not that you should not do. But you are thinking, I bring this coconut and flower, God will protect me. So this is like you are paying the money in the restaurant and food comes. So like that you come and pay your money here and protection comes. It's not like that. God is not our waiter in the restaurant that we come and pay some money, pay him his tips and he will come and protect me. It doesn't work like that. We have to yatantiye, mama ashritya. We have to take shelter of Krishna by rendering devotional service to him. Te Brahma tadviduhu. Te Brahma. They attain spiritual life. So if we take shelter of an asat sainya, fake army in the material world, of our family members, of our relatives, of our own bodily strength, go to the gym and daily workout, and then go to the hospital, take all your blood tests and get a curated diet for yourself so that your health will be always, and take all the supplements, keep yourself healthy, fit. Your body, your family members, none of these things are actually will be able to give you eternal life, free from jara marana moksha, free from permanent freedom from old age and death. So when we take shelter of the lotus feet of Krishna, Mama Shritya Yatanti, and we execute practical devotional service to Krishna, what happens? Te Brahma Tadviduhu, we will attain spiritual life. Spiritual life means we will go to the spiritual world, as Krishna says elsewhere in the Bhagavad-Gita, Yad Gatva Nanavartante Taddhama Paramam Mama. We will attain to the Dhama of Krishna, which is Goloka Vrindavan. And when we attain to that Mahavaikuntha, the spiritual world, what happens? There, Nanivartante, we don't have to come back to the same life of birth, death, disease and old age, which is characteristic of this material world. So, permanent freedom, Jara Marana Moksha, this freedom from old age, disease and death, repeated old age, disease, death and birth, which is what we are all entangled with in this material world. We will attain permanent liberation from this if we engage in devotional service to Krishna. So therefore Krishna is saying, Jara Marana Mokshaya Mama Shritya Yatantiye. Intelligent persons who are endeavoring for liberation from old age and death, take refuge in me in devotional service. They are actually Brahman, meaning devotees who render devotional service to Krishna actually are on a spiritual platform, because they entirely know everything about transcendental and fruitive activities. So such devotees of Krishna who render devotional service to Krishna can understand what is the value of family life in this material world. I cannot place my absolute faith in my family thinking that I'll give my kidney and they will forever take care of me. Any moment I can be kicked out of this family. If the family members don't kick me out, death will come and kick me out anyway out of the family. So a devotee very well knows this. And a devotee also knows that after death what is going to happen. I am rendering devotional service to Krishna. I am chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. I am chanting Krishna's holy names according to the instructions of his pure devotee, Srila Prabhupada. So what will happen after I die? I will go to the spiritual world. I don't have to worry. I don't have to be afraid of death. I don't need protection from death, because the master of death, I have taken shelter of the master of death. Bhirapi yad bibeti. Fear personified fears Krishna. Death personified fears Krishna. You see, somebody was saying that in social media they had made a post about a man who narrowly, he met with an accident. Some car came and rammed him or something like that. But he walked out scot-free. There no injury. He did not die. He escaped. And people are showing that video, sharing that video, and saying, how did this man survive? How did he escape? Looks like Yamaraj took holiday. That's how this man, survived. Otherwise, not possible. But reality is, Yamaraj never takes leave. Indra can take leave. Surya can take leave. He goes, night comes, no Surya. Chandra can take leave. Everybody can take. One eclipse comes, Surya is on leave. Everybody takes leave. All the devatas, they will take leave. But Yamaraj never takes leave. He is working 24/7. You cannot say night time, Appa, night has come. Now Yamaraj will also go to sleep. I can sleep peacefully. I am not going to die. You can die even in your sleep. No guarantee. Because Yamaraj is working round the clock 24/7. Why? Because he is afraid. If he does not perform his duty, Krishna will punish him. Bhirapi yad bibeti. He is also afraid of Krishna. So you can imagine, death personified is afraid of Krishna. So if I take shelter of Krishna, death will be afraid of me. I don't have to fear death. So death comes for whom? For this body. For this temporary body, not for me. I am imperishable. I am eternal. I have an eternal existence. Krishna has already spoken about that in the 2nd chapter. Dehinosmin yata dehe kaumaram yavanam jara tata dehantara praptir dhiras tatra namuhyati. Within this life we have changed. I have already changed so many bodies. I was born as a baby, grew up into a child, then became a young man. Now I am an old man. So within this lifetime, I've gone through so many bodies, the body of a baby, the body of a child, the body of a young man. Now I'm having the body of an old man. So within this lifetime itself, I've changed so many bodies. So the body is constantly dying. Constantly, old body is dying and I'm getting a new body. So death is for the body, not for me. Although so many bodies have changed within this lifetime, I have not changed. Tatha dehantara prapti. So when we come to the point of death, what will happen? I'll give this body, I'll get another body. So a devotee clearly understands that death is for the body, not for me. So what is there to fear? Nothing to fear. And because I am a devotee of Krishna, and as Krishna is saying, Mamashritya yatantiye, Krishna is giving this assurance. Mamashritya yatantiye, if our whole life we spend in rendering devotional service to Krishna, under the shelter of his pure devotee like Srila Prabhupada, what will happen? Jara marana mokshaya. We will be liberated from the repeated cycle of repeated birth, death, disease and old age. This is the assurance given by Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is the master of even death personified. Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, Mrityu sarva haraschaham, that Krishna is actually the master of death personified. So, a devotee of Krishna is not at all worried about death. If death comes, he will welcome it. This is another phase of Krishna, no problem, I'll face it. So, for a devotee, death is not a very big thing to be worried about. He will build his actual sainya by taking shelter of the lotus feet of Krishna and rendering devotional service unto Krishna under the shelter of a pure devotee like Srila Prabhupada. And by doing this, Jara Marana Mokshaya, we can become permanently liberated from the cycle, from the fear of the repeated birth and death, old age and disease within the material world. Otherwise, no matter what kind of army we may build up and trying to secure ourselves, we can never rest assured. Any moment, that protection can break. This is the harsh reality of the material world. So therefore, that is why Krishna is saying, intelligent person does not place his faith and he does not seek protection in ordinary mortals, in ordinary family members, but he depends only on Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Srimad-Bhagavad-Gita ki jai, Nitai Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bol.